Imagine being able to control your phone, your computer, or even your car just with your thoughts. No screen, no keyboard, just your brain directly connected to the digital world. It sounds like science fiction, but thanks to Elon Musk's Neuralink, it's a concept that's inching closer to reality. Or at least, that's what we're being told. Today, we're diving deep into what Neuralink actually is, what's real, what's marketing, and what Elon Musk isn't telling you about the brain chip future. If you're into technology that sounds like it came from a Black Mirror episode, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We've got more mind-blowing tech stories coming up that you won't want to miss. So what exactly is Neuralink? At its core, Neuralink is a brain-computer interface, often shortened to BCI. It's a tiny chip that gets surgically implanted into your skull with ultra-thin threads, thinner than a human hair, connected directly to specific regions of your brain. These threads can read brain activity and, eventually, even send signals back into the brain. It's basically a bridge between neurons and machines, designed to let you interact with technology using just your thoughts. Musk calls it Fitbit for your skull, but that's underselling it. This is far beyond counting steps. We're talking about a device that could potentially treat paralysis, restore vision, and yes, eventually enhance human cognition. In early 2024, Neuralink announced its first successful human implant. The patient was a quadriplegic man who, after the procedure, was reportedly able to move a computer cursor with his thoughts. Musk celebrated the milestone on X, calling it a major step toward merging man with machine. But here's where things get murky. While the achievement is undeniably exciting, it's not as unprecedented as it sounds. Other companies have been doing this, quietly and in some cases more reliably, for years. Let's rewind a bit. The idea of brain-computer interfaces isn't new. In fact, scientists began experimenting with neural implants back in the 1990s. One of the most famous cases is that of Matt Nagel, a man who was paralyzed from the neck down. In 2004, he became the first person to control a computer cursor using a brain implant from a company called Cyberkinetics. Since then, institutions like Brown University and companies like BlackRock Neurotech and Synchron have made massive progress. Synchron, for instance, has a BCI that doesn't even require open skull surgery. Their device is inserted through a vein in the neck and navigates to the brain's motor cortex, avoiding many of the surgical risks Neuralink faces. So, what makes Neuralink different? Primarily, it's the ambition and the marketing. Musk isn't just aiming to help disabled patients, he's aiming to make this tech mainstream. His long-term vision is what he calls symbiosis with AI. In other words, he believes that as artificial intelligence becomes more powerful, humans will need to merge with machines to keep up. Without that integration, Musk warns, we risk becoming obsolete, housecats, to digital superintelligence. That's a bold claim, and it's captivated millions, but it also raises massive questions about safety, ethics, and how far we're really willing to go to upgrade our minds. Let's talk about safety first. Implanting a chip in the human brain is no small matter. The brain is the most complex, delicate organ we have. One small mistake during surgery can cause bleeding, infection, or permanent damage. Neuralink has developed a robotic surgical system to make the procedure more precise. The robot can thread the wires into the brain while avoiding blood vessels, minimizing risk. But no matter how advanced the robot, the margin for error is still razor thin. And Neuralink's own track record isn't spotless. In 2022 and 2023, reports emerged that Neuralink's animal trials had faced serious issues. Internal documents and whistleblower complaints revealed that some monkeys involved in the testing process had suffered brain damage, seizures, or even death. The company denied wrongdoing, but the U.S. Department of Agriculture launched an investigation. While some of these outcomes might be expected in early-stage research, it raises concerns about the speed at which Neuralink is pushing forward, and how much risk is being downplayed in public. Then there's the ethical dilemma. Who gets access to this technology? Initially, it's designed for people with severe disabilities, paralysis, ALS, or blindness. But Musk envisions a future where anyone can get a Neuralink implant, even healthy individuals. Want to type with your thoughts? Stream music directly into your mind? Learn a language instantly? Musk says it's possible. But at what cost? If only the wealthy can afford these upgrades, we risk creating a two-tier society, one where the rich are literally enhanced and the rest are left behind. That's not a sci-fi nightmare. That's a plausible future if we're not careful. There's also the matter of consent and data privacy. Your brain data is the most intimate kind of data there is. It's not just what you say or do, it's what you think. Who owns that data? How is it stored? What happens if it's hacked? Could advertisers target you based on your brainwaves? Could employers monitor your focus during meetings? The possibilities are disturbing, and right now regulation hasn't caught up with the tech. And while Musk paints a picture of limitless potential, some neuroscientists urge caution. The brain is incredibly adaptable, but also poorly understood. Decoding thoughts isn't as simple as flipping a switch. Brain activity is messy, noisy, and highly individualized. Training an AI to interpret your thoughts accurately takes time and data, and lots of it. So while the idea of thought-to-text communication sounds amazing, it's still years away from being reliable, let alone commercial. That said, Neuralink has pushed the field forward in undeniable ways. The sheer amount of money, talent, and attention Musk has thrown at the problem has accelerated research that might otherwise have taken decades. His company has developed flexible electrode threads, a high-bandwidth neural chip, and a fully wireless interface, all impressive feats. They've also built a robotic surgical assistant that's more advanced than anything previously used in the BCI space. For that alone, Neuralink deserves credit. But it's important to separate progress from promises. Neuralink often talks about restoring vision to the blind or enabling telepathy between humans. While those possibilities do exist in theory, they are decades from reality, if they ever happen at all. The technology is still in its infancy, and the brain is not a USB port. It doesn't plug in easily. Every human brain is different, shaped by unique biology and experiences. Even something as simple as thinking about moving your hand can generate very different brain signals from person to person. Still, the dream persists, because if it does work, if we can merge minds with machines, it opens up an entirely new era of human evolution, one where your memory could be backed up, your thoughts could be shared instantly, where speech, typing, and even language itself become obsolete, where humans stop using tools and become the tool itself. It's a vision as awe-inspiring as it is terrifying. So, where does that leave us? Somewhere between awe and skepticism. Neuralink is doing something bold and difficult, and that should be respected. But it's also operating in a space where hype can outpace reality, where the glow of innovation can blind us to risk, and where the person leading the charge, Elon Musk, is known just as much for making headlines as for delivering results. We have to ask the hard questions, not to slow progress, but to guide it responsibly. In the end, Neuralink is not just a chip, it's a mirror. It reflects back to us our hopes, our fears, and our willingness to merge with the very machines we've spent centuries building. Whether that's a utopia or a cautionary tale depends on how we move forward. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world of brain-computer interfaces. If you learned something new, or if this got you thinking in ways you didn't expect, make sure to keep in touch. There's so much more ahead, from mind-reading tech to digital consciousness. See you in the next video.